Now I have the honor, it's really an honor, to introduce you to someone my company speaks about with very much respect. I didn't met her before, but I heard a lot. All our marketing people, our sales people, they get shock star. Tina Müller is coming to DLDwomen. Wow. She is among, or maybe the highly regarded marketing woman in Germany. So it's wonderful that you're here with us. Tina, come. Tina, why are they so full of respect of you?
This I don't know. I can't tell you. But good afternoon, first of all. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for the invitation and the nice words. Yeah. So I deal with women in two ways. Professionally, as marketeer, my target group in the cosmetic business are women. 90% of the buying power are with women. We hardly can convince men to buy cosmetic products. I think we have to do the job at home to convince them more. And the second aspect is I'm part of the top management of a DAX company in Germany, and therefore I belong still to our species in that area. But today I would like to give you first of all, some quotes, because I think everything was said already yesterday and today. So I looked into the history and found some important men who said something about females. And the first one is Aristoteles. And he said, hence, woman is more compassionate than man, more easily moved to tears, to Tränen. At the same time is more jealous, more querulous, more apt to scold and to strike. So he had a great impression about women, I would say. You can read the rest, it's even worse. The second one was Immanuel Kant, and he said the wisdom of women has to do not with what is rational, but with feeling only. Also a nice quote. And then Stanley Hall said, she works by intuition and feeling. Fear, anger, pity, love, and most of the emotions have a wider range and greater intensity if she abandons her natural naivete and takes up the burden of guiding and accounting for her life by consciousness. She is likely to lose more than she gains, according to the old saw that she who deliberates is lost. So, very nice compliment for women. And this is also very nice here because it's über den psychologischen Schwachsinn des Weibes. Instinct makes women animal-like, dependent, secure, and cheerful. Therein lies her peculiar strength. It makes her admirable and attractive. So that's the past. And I think if you look at those quotes, it happened already a lot. Because today we would not find such a quote anymore in any media, and for sure not in Burda medias. But now the question is, what is today? Is it all past? Did it really move forward, or is there still a step to do? And if you look at that, in the 200 largest German companies, women occupy just 2.5% of top management positions. The second one is, you all know about, that Germany is not in the first row regarding women in business. And we also know that only 4 out of 10 startups are launched by women. And everybody talks today about salary. And we also know that statistically, a lot of females earn less salary than at the same position men. So there's still a lot to do. And the question is, and I come back to the brain model, because as I'm working in marketing, we do a lot of neuromarketing actually for our brands. And we found out some similarities between marketing, neuromarketing, and the female question. So the old brain model, where you have a rational side on the left side and a feeling side on the right side, this is dead. This is really old stuff that doesn't work anymore. So if you talk to brain scientists, and then if you talk about marketing questions and branding questions, the new theory is that every buying decision is an emotional decision. 80% of the buying decisions are unconscious. It means you don't think about if you are in front of the shelf, you just do it. If you ask people in market research, they give you thousands of reasons, rational reasons why they buy something, but in front of the shelf, it's an automatic pilot process, and it's not about ratio, it's all about feelings. That's why we can also differentiate brands to other brands by creating emotions and creating feelings. But it's important to know, because most of the men still think that they are guided by the left side of the brain by ratio only, and that's not true, especially not when it comes to buying process. In fact, this is our brain, and everybody has those three areas in terms of motivation. You have the dominant side, where you really strive to earn more power, to get a career, to be successful, also to compete against others. And you have the stimulus side, where you create new things. If you have a fancy hairstyle, it's more on that side. If you like to be in art, or if you like to paint, or whatever, it's here. And then you have the very important balance side, where you balance out the rest and where you try to achieve harmony. And everybody has it in every brain. And the question is now, what dominates? Which part is dominating? And it's related to hormones again. So the dominant side is more stimulated by testosterone, and the harmonizer and the balance side is more dominated by estrogen. There was a study done among CEOs in the United States, and when you take their blood and you control the testosterone, the average testosterone, among the CEOs, the testosterone is the highest. It means to be successful in a big company, to make a great career, you need, or you play more your dominant side, where you compete, where you want to get the power, where you strive really for results, and that's related to the level of testosterone you have. Now the question is, we don't have so much testosterone, females. So is there biologically already a difference? Are we so few in top management positions because we have not enough testosterone? That is the great question actually many scientists discuss. All behavior we have is related to those three dimensions in our brain. And that is, you can relate it to marketing. Imagine you go shopping and you look at the advertising campaigns of MediaMarkt, Saturn, Hornbach. They are extremely aggressive. They are extremely dominating. While if you go to DM or if you go to IKEA, it's a different model and it talks to a different part of your brain. Testosterone and estrogen is dominating those areas in the brain. And this is quite an interesting picture, because with the level of testosterone who goes up in early days and then goes down, you can correlate the crime rate, you can correlate the career relevance and the risk driver. If you go to countries like in Far East, where you still have a lot of wars, they have the youngest population on Earth with the highest rate of men. And the highest rate of young men means the highest rate of testosterone. And that makes war also happen. It's a quite easy relation, which is not obvious because we always think it's more about education than about biology, but it's a clear correlation we can find. This is the way men go shopping and a woman goes shopping. And that's truth, yeah? That's not invented by myself. That was a scientific study. They got a certain amount of money and they had to go shopping. And they just tracked the time they went away. They had to buy jeans. And then they tracked the way how they went along to try to find a pair of jeans. And that's fact. It is like it is, and we cannot change it. It means that men prefer structures and organization, and we prefer it spontaneously, rely on routines, we look more for alternatives. We tend to go for things, or men tend to go for things. We tend to go away from things. They are delighted in details. We love seeing the big picture. They look for differences. We look for similarities. They rely on verifiable facts, and we use more intuition. This is the average rule. It doesn't mean that everybody of us is exactly like that. No way. But this is when you talk about statistics and averages, that is the outcome. So now the question is that a problem? Is this the problem why we are so few having really those top positions? Is that the reason? Maybe, maybe not. But we have to assume that we are different. And I think everybody who tells us or who tells others that we are similar and that there's no difference also in management style between men and women, it's not true. My experience is it's not true. There is a difference, but is the difference a threat or an opportunity? It's more an opportunity, and I think this is now the crucial point. The diversity is an opportunity for every company, and only, and this is also a study McKinsey did, that in the diversity of a management team lies the success. And we have to accept that it's not only men or only female. That's why it's a pity that the women's conference is so packed by women and no more men, because in the mixture lies the real success at the end. And for marketing and also for business, the mixture really makes the point. Women are the deciders. 83% of all purchases are done by women. Imagine we are only 50% or 49 or whatever, but we decide on 83% of all purchases. Even the car is more decided by the female family side than by the male side. That's fact. And as I deal a lot with women in beauty because I'm responsible for a cosmetic business, we recently did a study. What are the beauty and the female types actually now in 3 countries, in Germany, in France, and in Russia? And we did a lot of interviews to find out what is really the typology today and what are women thinking about beauty and especially then about hair. And we defined a couple of different types. There's a new youth on the move, a young target group. There are the modern mothers, the kids and career women, and the working women, and the new beauty age. Well, the youth on the move, my feeling is when I think about the young target group in marketing, it's really a difficult target group. You cannot catch them easily anymore. And as it was said this morning, there's a lot of uncertainty in that young target group. And they are in the search of themselves and the partner for life. They catch a lot of attention with outer beauty, and it gives them a lot of appreciation. And when we talk about this brain study, Dove against Pantene, I tell you now the truth because I'm in that business. Dove worked very well for the body. So all what was related to body care worked very well. It never worked for hair, because hair is a substance you have on your head and it's independent from the body shape. And it's a substance where you can get the best out of it or not. And that's why also this brain study against Pantene was quite easy. They all love Pantene because we all love beautiful hair. And the Pantene advertising showing bad hair was not very successful, while the Pantene advertising was extremely successful because we all dream about nice hair. And especially in the young target group, hair is extremely important and beauty is extremely important. And it's true, we have to strive for a kind of real beauty, but there are a lot of facets we have to cover in the beauty industry. It's not all or the other. We have so many different target groups among the youngs, and it would be a pity only to address 1 or 2. Then we have the modern mothers. That's really a challenge. You find more and more modern mothers again. They have to raise the children and manage the whole family. And they would like to get more recognition. That was a clear outcome of this study, that being mother only today, being a young mother and give up work, there's a lack of recognition. And the more it becomes again important to raise children in our society, the more the problem with the recognition will raise. And then if they talk about beauty, they feel this multitasking work and they need products which are quick and fast and easy to applicate. Then we have kids and career. That's the biggest challenge of every challenge, because they feel themselves every time in a rush and they have no minute for themselves. So the biggest problem in that target group is really, I do everything for my job, I do everything for my kids, I do nothing for myself. And that's really the key problem in that area. And they all want to manage it. Those are the superwomen who have all and everything together, career and kids. I don't know where the husband is. Many times he's a little bit forgotten. But because they want also to be beautiful, and they need products which work also fast. And especially when it comes to career, and we come to it now, the working women, they like to work and have professional success. And they have the problem that the private relations are missing because they invest so much in the work. They want to feel good and beautiful because they also work hard, and they need a hairstyle in business which suits also to the position they have. And you can imagine that for every target group you can define different products. And all of you who are in marketing or in product design, think about those target groups. And I think the secret today is to address target groups specifically and not in general. And the more you know about those people and those women, the better you can really conceptually also invest into products. Then we have the new beauty age. And here we talk about 70 or 60 plus. And they achieved a lot in life, and that gives them self-confidence and charisma. And this generation is extremely self-confident now, and they have the money. But one thing is for sure, my biggest mistake in my career was around 10 years ago, or 15 years ago even, we bought a hair product for the age target group. We called it Age Repair 40 Plus. That was the biggest mistake. Because today I'm 40 plus, and I don't want to buy a product where there is a 40 plus on the label. I can tell you that's insulting. And when I was 15 years younger, they told me, now you have to do senior marketing. And now we call the products all age related. And then we invented some beautiful names. And we were so off. And that's why all the agencies and all the people who talked about senior marketing, they were all wrong. They were all wrong, and they are still wrong. And if you do marketing, never address the 40 plus or 50 plus target group by naming it in a kind of aged relation way. And even if I talk to my mother, who is nearly 80, she doesn't want to see herself in advertising. She wants to see a 20, 30 years old younger lady, because she still feels much younger than she looks. She still looks young, but okay, that's a different point. But be careful with this age. We did so many mistakes, and I think be positive about age and be younger than the real age target group is. So, what we also found out, that German women are different than Russian women and French women. And you know, you can say, okay, it's obvious, Russian women look completely different also in Germany than German women. And you see that the German women are self-confident, and they strive to be slim and healthy. That's a big part of her beauty routine. There's only a little part of seduction in comparison to other countries, and it's more health and vitality than beauty. If you compare to other countries, if you compare to France, the French women is still, even in career positions, much more feminine much more in the seduction way. And regarding hair, it's different. Regarding hair, she's more short hair oriented. And now the biggest difference is the Russian woman, because she absolutely wants to convey beauty. She looks and she feels extremely beauty, and she is still privately in the old traditions. So even though she is addressing beauty in a different style than we do, at home, it's the partner or the husband who counts, which is different for the French and the German women. And if you look at Russian women, how they behave and how they dress up, we sometimes say, okay, that's not serious anymore. I can tell you, Russia is our second biggest country in terms of sales in our company. They are so professional, the Russian businesswomen, they are so professional, and at the same time, they care so much about their outer appearance. It's no contradiction for a Russian woman. Then I come to the 3P, because many young women ask me, so how did you do that? How did you get to that top management position? And then I said it was more or less by accident, a little bit luck, and a lot of performance. And I made a little concept around, which is the 3P concept. What counts is performance, power, and publicity. And what do I mean by this? I mean, first of all, that we need more women in business, that's clear. And then the first thing is performance. If you don't perform, you will never make it. But we perform even better than men. All statistics say in school, at universities, we perform better. So it's not a matter of performance in general. It's a matter of power. We should strive earlier for bigger and higher positions. When I ask a female leader in my team or in my company, so are you ready to step up for the next higher position? Normally I hear, you know, I think, yes, I could do it because I'm qualified, but on the other hand, there are so many reasons why maybe I will fail. When I ask a man, are you ready for the next position? He tells you yes, and what do I get more? What about the salary? And just by behaving like that, telling the superior, which is mostly men, maybe I'm not ready. Just you're expressing your doubts is already a problem. So I tell the younger women, just take it. Take it because you are ready. I'm sure you are ready because you perform. Otherwise, we wouldn't ask you. We would never ask a woman to step up if we don't feel her performance is correct. Just take it. Take it as every man would take it. And also take the power. When you come to leadership positions in top management, don't be afraid of power. Power is nothing negative. It's just a room for more responsibility, and it has no negative connotation. Network. This day is a perfect networking day. Use it. Use it like men. Use it and define your female leadership. I have 50% men in my team. They are also appreciating a female leadership style and not only a male leadership style. And the next thing is important when it gets higher in the career. Talk about your successes. When I have my lunch, and on my level there are 30 men and only 2 women. When I have my lunch with men, they always talk about their successes. Higher market shares, better sales, more profit. Talk about it. Talk about your results, yeah? You have to publish and you have to make publicity about your performance. They do it, they get heard, you also have to do it. Define your USP. Like in marketing, you have to stand for something. Are you the specialist in administration, in IT, in marketing? Define your own profile in the company because you are searched for your individual profile. Build on your strengths, not on your weaknesses. So many HR people tell you, you have this and this weakness. Work on your weaknesses. It's wrong. Work on your strengths because the strengths make you unique and not the weaknesses. You have to balance the weaknesses, but this is not why you make a career, because you work on your weaknesses. And at the end of the day, try to be present. Network, try to be visible in a big company. A big company is a big threat that you are not visible because it's so big. In smaller companies, it's easier. But be there and make publicity out of yourself. And if you put all that together, a little bit of publicity, take the power without thinking about too much, and perform because you defined your USP, it can only be right. And then just do it. Don't think about too much. I never thought about why I'm a woman and I did a career. I never thought about it until those congresses took place and people asked me about. And I think when I'm out here again, I don't think about anymore about being a woman, and I think that's the biggest consultancy I can give to you. And you also need commitment from the top management, because search for a company where you have an open top management to diversity. If there's nobody at the top who wants you, you will never make it. We have one with Kaspar Rohrstedt. He's very keen on diversity. And it's not this, what you see here. We have no gender barriers here. In fact, the board would welcome the addition of a pretty face or two. I think now the board members know it's not only because of a pretty face, it's because of a lot of performance, and we should be proud of it. And I think it's our time now to take top management positions, and there are more and more coming. And just go for it. Let's go for it, because we are different, but the mix is what makes us successful. I wish you a great career, a great afternoon. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.